Conor McGregor broke his silence, insisting he entered UFC 329 completely healthy and calling the devastating injury the darkest moment of his career.
The man weak in the knees, I guess, so, all jokes aside, I just hope he's good, I know Conor been battling some stuff, looked like he really been changing, he found God, he had his kids in there, so, during the fight, you could obviously tell his demeanor changed, and I was, shout out to the ref, I was trying to tell the ref sooner, like this guy's kids is front row, I don't want to see him take unnecessary damage.
You can see it shift. You can see it shift.
Can see his leg shift.
He blew his ACL out with the very first movement he did. You don't do that.
Yeah.
And especially because Max was moving, so he's adjusting. So as he's throwing the kick in the air, Max is moving, and then it makes him land even more screwy.
I was telling John, it's like this whole thing, right? You watch it at home, and you go, wow, it looks pretty cool to be in there. But to be in there, it's like every single bad thing you could ever experience in your life just like shot into you. Yeah.
Both perspectives pointed to the same heartbreaking reality. Max Holloway revealed he was more concerned about Conor's safety than finishing the fight, while Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier broke down the exact movement they believe caused the devastating injury. But instead of ending the debate, their analysis only fueled an even bigger question. Was this truly a freak accident, or had something already gone wrong before that first kick?
Expecting at least a one-round war, or who knew what Conor was capable of as far as cardio or whatever else after a 5-year layoff, and there you go. I mean, we're assuming blown ACL. I'm no doctor, but that's what I figured when I saw it, and doctors think the same.
Before anyone knew the full extent of Conor's injury, Dana White admitted the fight ended far sooner than anyone expected, and his first reaction hinted at just how serious the situation looked.
The event went the way that it did. What was your reaction to how that fight ended?
It was sad to see, you know what I mean, but that's the thing with this sport. You've got to stay consistent, you've got to keep fighting, and I think where he hasn't fought in so long, his body couldn't keep up with it, and coming out and throwing a crazy kick like that first thing, his knee just collapsed underneath him, and I feel bad for him, you know what I mean? He's put so much into coming back and getting back in the octagon, and that happens in the first 5 seconds. You've got to feel for him.
Even Dana.
As the octagon erupted in confusion, Paddy Pimblett didn't hold back. Watching Conor's shocking collapse, he immediately realized the fight had changed everything, for both McGregor's future and the lightweight division.
There, of course, has now been this really widespread conspiracy that McGregor was injured before the fight. Bottom line, yes, absolutely possible. It is certainly possible because a lot of these guys are dealing with injuries coming into these fights to varying degrees. Yes, bottom line, I do think it was possible that he was injured. Is the data convinced?
As conspiracy theories exploded online, one sports doctor offered a balanced perspective. He admitted a pre-existing injury was certainly possible, but warned the available evidence simply wasn't strong enough to prove it.
Part of this, because yes, I think this is really the only thing that I would look at and say, yeah, I could see where there's a little bit of an injury. We don't see him really tending to favor that right leg as he's going to take the shoe off, right? Yeah, maybe there's a little bit, so right, he's trying to pull it off with his foot. We see a little bit of a stumble as he's trying to maintain his balance, and then he doesn't want to put that right leg down. That, to me, does suggest somebody who's a little bit apprehensive of putting weight on their right leg. And so seeing just this, I would be more on that side of yes, previous injury. But then we see that.
Then Dr. Bryan examined one small backstage moment that many fans completely overlooked. A subtle movement while removing his shoe appeared suspicious, but another piece of footage immediately challenged that theory.
We kind of turned a blind eye to some red flags, right? 5-year layoff, come after a horrible leg injury. Obviously, his personal life has been complete disarray, complete chaos. Had some legal issues, had some drinking issues, drug issues, assault. The list goes on and on. And in hindsight, playing Monday armchair quarterback, like a lot of people online are doing, like, how could you not see this coming? I told you.
Brendan Schaub believes the warning signs were there all along. Looking back after UFC 329, he argues that years away from the octagon, and everything outside it, may have been bigger obstacles than anyone wanted to admit.
I think adrenaline, excitement for finally coming back after 5 years. I don't know what he was thinking to open the fight. I don't know whose game plan this was to open the fight with the flying side kick or a roundhouse kick, whatever he threw. When you're dry, you know, it's just crazy to me the way the fight started and ended.
There's so many conspiracy theories out there. I mean, do you have any thoughts about that stuff as far as, you know, going in there injured? You know, he's taking his shoe off. His foot moved a little bit. I mean, any thoughts on that at all?
It's tough to say, man, because he did kind of hop on that one foot when he was taking his shoe off. But it's tough to say. If you knew you were injured, I doubt you would throw a jumping side kick.
Dustin Poirier offered one of the most logical breakdowns of the entire debate. While he admitted the backstage footage sparked plenty of speculation, he wasn't convinced Conor knowingly entered the fight injured. According to Poirier, it simply doesn't add up. If McGregor believed his knee was already compromised, opening the biggest comeback of his career with a high-risk jumping kick would have been an incredibly unlikely decision.
And there is, you know, the pessimistic side where this is a full ACL tear. It's a 9 to 12 month recovery, all that stuff. Like, if it is a serious thing that requires surgery, do you think we ever see Conor McGregor fight in the UFC again?
No, but if you were to take that away, and if we were to say, boy, we got lucky. In fact, a step further, the referee misdiagnosed this. He's completely fine. We don't see him fight again, no. For the example that I put out earlier, you cannot main event him.
Chael Sonnen believes the real story begins after the diagnosis. An ACL tear wouldn't just sideline Conor for months. It could completely reshape the final chapter of his career. With another long recovery ahead and years already lost outside the octagon, Sonnen argues the biggest question is no longer who McGregor fights next, but whether fans will ever see him compete inside the UFC again.
No, I'm with you. I kind of said that conversation last night. I mean, with that being said, Mike Tyson was knocked out by a guy named Danny Williams, and to me it was over. Who's going to keep paying for this? But they kept paying for it, and he went in again against Kevin McBride, and it didn't end well for him, but he got the money out of it, and the people still showed up. I feel like McGregor has that effect to him like Tyson did.
For sure. He's a, you know, once-in-a-lifetime type of individual, and while he's still competing, people are going to want to see him compete in person. So I think he's gonna always have a bit of that, but it's just, he has to ask himself, what is he doing? He's almost 40 years old. He's been out 5 years. If his knee's blown out, it's another year. It's, you know, with the record-breaking career he's had, I would just hate to see him be a freak show fighter like that and only come out for these exhibitions and I don't want to see that. That's not real fighting to me.
Dustin Poirier believes Conor McGregor still has the kind of star power that few fighters in history have ever achieved. Comparing him to Mike Tyson, he says fans will continue buying tickets whenever Conor decides to fight. But popularity alone can't answer the biggest question facing his career. After another heartbreaking injury, years away from the sport, and a long recovery potentially ahead, Poirier believes the next move rests entirely with McGregor. Whether he returns for another championship run or decides to walk away, that decision ultimately belongs to Conor and no one else.
Conor was back. Freak accident. People are saying he heard it in the back. He heard it on the walkout. He heard it taken off his shoe. He was there just to get paid. His knee was already fucked up. None of that is true. There's 0% chance you're gonna hurt your knee in the back doing some kick, and then you're gonna fucking come out in the first 5 seconds and throw the same kick that hurt you in the back. It was a freak accident. He said he felt good. He said he was sharp. He said he was ready to go, and he was, and I believed him, and it was a freak accident.
Do you think that when you're on steroids,
we're a McGregor Fans Anonymous meeting here. It's our job to cope.
I'm devastated, okay? Guru. I'm fucking devastated.
I know.
So don't, I'm just as sad as you guys. What the fuck? It was 13 motherfucking seconds of Conor slipping and dipping.
Careful, rock.
Sorry, but I'm telling you what. It was a reflection of life, Sean. You get everything you want. I said it before the fight even started. I was like, why, Conor? Why are you coming back? You did everything. Appreciate what you fucking accomplished in this sport and enjoy the rest of your life. You fighters are fucking crazy.
0% how it works.
You want to fight till you die.
The highest.
And let me tell you guys. I believed him this week.
Me too.
I didn't.
Sean O'Malley and Imagaru strongly rejected the growing claims that Conor McGregor was already injured before the fight. Their argument was simple. If Conor truly knew his knee was compromised backstage, why would he open the biggest comeback of his career by throwing the exact same explosive kick that supposedly caused the problem? To them, That theory doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Instead, they believe everything points toward a genuine freak accident. One devastating movement that instantly changed the fight, shattered McGregor's comeback, and sparked a wave of speculation across the entire MMA world.
The excitement for Conor McGregor coming back after all this time, 5 years away from the sport, after breaking his leg, was at an all-time high, okay? But we know what happened. If you're watching this right now, you know what happened. You know what happened. He went out there, he threw a jumping, flying kick, blew his knee out. They said probably his ACL, who knows? Maybe a meniscus, maybe his ACL, maybe his PCL. That's what I did when I was training with George St. Pierre back in the day in 2005. I blew out my PCL. That's why I got a knee replacement. What I'm saying is that this sport is very, very unforgiving, okay? And Conor McGregor came back after 5 years and the appetite was there. The thirst was there. And I'm sure the hunger was there on the side of Conor McGregor. But it took about 15 seconds. 15 seconds is all it took. He ran out there, he jumped in the air, he flew a flying kick, which was unadvisable. It was, because the man's almost 40 years old. And then he blew his knee out. And Max Holloway knew straight away. And fair play to Max Holloway, right? He was even telling the referee going, yo, there's something not right here. There's something not right, okay? Anyway, that was it.
Michael Bisping believes UFC 329 was a painful reminder of just how unforgiving mixed martial arts can be. After 5 years away, Conor McGregor returned with massive expectations. But according to Bisping, everything unraveled in just seconds. One explosive flying kick was all it took to end the comeback before it ever truly began. Drawing from his own experience with a career-changing knee injury, Bisping explained how a single movement can alter a fighter's future forever. He also praised Max Holloway for immediately recognizing something was wrong and trying to alert the referee, showing respect even in the middle of the biggest fight of his career. The debate is far from over. Was UFC 329 a tragic freak accident? Or did fans witness the beginning of the end for Conor McGregor's legendary career? Only time will reveal the truth.